Hi, and thank you for spending this time with me. From hospitals to hotels to shopping malls to administrative buildings to even a native doctor's shrine, there's always a middleman that directs you and tells you that, oh, the native doctor is not around, or that tells you that you could get this thing from this particular shelf in the shop and all of that. These people are customer service people. These people are the people you get to when you want to find your way around even an administrative building, that on the front desk and all of that. But most of the times we have very bad experiences with these people, and they annoy us, they say all kinds of things to us, they treat us bad. I've heard people say all kinds of nasty things about customer service people. And so today I'm talking about customer care, how to treat clients as a customer service person, whether you're working in a hospital, whether you're working in a government administrative building, you're working in a school, you're working in a shopping mall, a bakery, a whatever place that you're working. I'm here to show you how to treat clients. And I'm also going to, in the later part of this video, be telling you as a client how to deal with customer service people, because sometimes the problem is not even the customer service people, and the problem is not even you. It's just that on both ends people are ignorant, and so when there's that ignorance, it becomes difficult now to communicate and interact with each other because we don't understand ourselves. So I'll begin with the host, or the person who is the customer service person. The first thing you need to know about being a good customer service person is that you need to be cheerful. You need to be cheerful, and someone is cheerful by the sound of their voice and their appearance. Don't be looking at people like, so how may I help you? So what can I do for you? You need to be cheerful. How may I help you? Can I be of help? Welcome, how can we help you? Just be cheerful, look happy. Even if you're not happy, even if your children are annoying you at home, at the end of the day, it's a workplace. We don't bring our family problems to work and all of that. So you need to be very, very cheerful. You need to be so excited like it's your birthday. You need to be excited like you're so excited to see them, even if you know that they're going to annoy you. So be excited, be cheerful, look happy. That's the first thing. The second thing is try to be helpful. Try to be helpful, because most clients that come into your hotel, your administrative building, your wherever that you work, most of them are ignorant and confused. They don't know exactly what to do. They don't know exactly where to go and everything. And it happens especially in public administrative buildings. You see a secretary will say, don't you know how things are done here? And don't you know the protocol? And don't you know? The truth is, I don't know. I don't work here. I don't know. It becomes your responsibility now to give me some form of guidance and let me know that I need to go to room 102 and then come out from room 102 and go down to room 107 or to room 106. Tell me how the process is done. So you need to be helpful. Don't scold at people. Tell them in a nice and loving way. Don't be thinking that they ought to know and that they should know before they come into your building. So you need to be very nice. That's why you're there. And it's not an easy job as most people make it look like, because it's a job where you deal with different kinds of people. And that brings us to the third point, that you need to get your emotions out of your job. Get your emotions out even when clients are rude. Try as much as possible to be respectful. Try as much as possible to be respectful. I've seen situations where it has not been the fault of the customer service person. A client walks in and like, what the hell is this? And this is nonsense, and this is crazy, and this is blah 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 blah. They didn't even say good morning. They didn't even say good afternoon. They didn't even say nothing. They just came and they're literally attacking you and telling you how this place is like the most stupid shop that they ever shopped at. This place is like the most crazy place. It becomes your responsibility to keep your calm and remove your emotions from it and say, good afternoon, ma'am, how can we be of help? Good afternoon, sir. Good morning, how can we be of help? And do it in a cheerful manner. And because at the end of the day, you're going to leave that job at maybe 3:30 p.m. or 5 p.m. and go home to your wife, your girlfriend, your husband, your children, and you have a life outside work. So don't make it look like, don't invest all of your emotions into it as if it's a do or die affair. It's not that serious. It's just dealing with crazy clients. Okay, so you need to be respectful, irrespective of a client's demeanor. Try to hold your own demeanor and don't let them provoke a reaction out of you. And so you should have a demeanor which is cool and calm, and you're ready to deal with them, even if they come with a haughty attitude. Point number 4 is that you should use your position as an opportunity to teach people moral lessons. It's important. The clients that come into, say, shopping mall, or that trying to pay electric bills or pay some form of bills, and you're supposed to stand on a line, and then they're trying to cut the line, and then they're trying to bribe their way, and then they're trying to do different kinds of things. It becomes your responsibility to tell them, listen, you're not going to cut your line. Everybody's going to wait in line. We're going to satisfy so people, and you're going to come later on. You're going to teach them that it makes no sense, because if everybody wants to cut lines and everybody wants to bribe their way and all of that, it's going to be disorderly, and you're going to stay here longer than you anticipated staying if you had just waited calmly and waited for your turn. So teach people good moral lessons and deal with them that way, so that they don't make mistakes and they don't act crazy. And by the time they leave that office, or by the time they leave that shopping mall, or by the time they leave that environment, they must have learned a lesson, and they'll be like, this lady was different, and this guy was different, and this person was different. Okay, so it's important to be that person that is calm and that is collected and that teaches moral lessons. Because at the end of the day, when you come in contact with many human beings, it's not just for the purpose of coming in contact with them, it's also for the purpose of, investing into their lives and good morals and all of that. They should be able to meet you even for the first time and say, this person was nice and I learned a lesson, and she does her job well, and he does his job well, and all of that. So it should be a situation like that. And now I'm going to tell you about the second part of this video, where we're going to talk about, as a client, how do you interact with people that are customer service people. And so as a client, how do you deal with people who work in customer service? The first thing you need to know is that do not assume that these people know everything. It's a big misconception. People get into government, especially government administrative buildings. I'm going to say this because people have bad things to say all the time about government secretaries. Or why was she so disrespectful? And why was it this? And especially in a hospital, you meet people at the desk and are, oh, why is this and why is that? And one day, who kept you here? Hear the things you say to a customer service person. And who brought you here? Because you don't have an idea of what I want, and why should they keep you here when you don't know anything? They actually know something, but they don't know everything. How is it possible that somebody in a customer service desk or environment will not be able to know everything? They don't know because government administrative buildings work in units. Even private enterprises and private businesses, sometimes they work in units, and each unit is almost semi-independent. Meaning that they know just what they need to know to function in that unit. Let me give you a good example. It's like you walk into a hospital and you're like, I want a bone surgeon. I want, do we have this kind of specialist and this kind of specialist who deals with this kind of bone marrow problem and this bone marrow problem? The person at the receptionist might say, you might have to go to the bone marrow unit, or you might have to go to the bone unit to find out if they have that kind of specialist. She has just basic information, and it's really, if you look at it clearly, it's none of their business to be knowing if there's a specialist and a specialist and a specialist. It's the same thing in supermarkets, it's the same thing in hotels, it's the same thing. They might not know all the services like fully in details, and you might want like particular intricate details that they might not know. They might want to direct you to another unit or to the head office of maybe whatever, so that you can get more information about that. Because these people at receptionist desks, there are other things that they do. They do a lot of bookkeeping, they take who came in and who did not come in. There's a lot of hustling and juggling, and sometimes they run errands for people that work in offices. So you don't put that kind of pressure on them and be telling them that who kept you here, because you don't even know anything. They actually know, if not, they will not be there. Okay, so show some respect when you work with people, and it's important that you show some respect when you meet people, and don't be talking harshly to people and disrespecting people. The next thing you need to know when you're dealing with a customer service provider or a customer service person is that you need to do some certain level of research yourself. For example, if you're coming to say follow up documents in an administrative building, or you're coming to shop for something in a bookshop, or in a pharmacy, or in a shopping mall, or in a hospital, wherever you are going to have an idea of at least what you want. Have an idea. There are some people, they walk into supermarkets and they walk into shopping malls that, like, you ask them, how can I be of help? What is it that you want? I want this thing. It's like this, it's like that. Google the name, because if you know at least the name, it will guide the person to help you out. I want to do this, I want to do, you want to follow up document, you don't even know the name of your document, you don't even know what kind of, do you want an effective service, what kind of document do you want, you don't know anything, you just come and they told me to just come, you're blank. It becomes an annoyance because we're trying to help you. Customer service people are trying to help you, and you don't really know what you want. It just becomes an annoyance because they're like, what do we do in this kind of situation? I've seen it happen so many times at different places. People come to do something, they don't have an iota of what they want. They don't know exactly what they want. They're just rambling and getting you more confused. And at the end of the day, you discover what they even wanted was such a simple thing, but because they didn't know the name of the thing, they didn't know how it was called, they didn't know how it looked like, they didn't know how to describe it properly, they just ended up getting you confused. So you need to be careful to at least have an idea. If you're following documents, how does the protocol go? Do you go from this step to this step to this step? That way you can meet a customer service person or a receptionist at an administrative desk, and you're like, I'm here to do an effective service, I'm here to do something. It becomes easy for them to guide you and say, okay, I know I need to start doing this first. Where do I start doing this? They say, go to room this. And after that, where do I go? Go to room this. And it becomes easy for them to guide you. So get that, do your research. Don't just come blank. You're going to annoy people. The third and last thing I want to talk about, if you're dealing with receptionists and customer service people as a client, is that you need to keep your attitude in check. Keep your attitude in check. Keep your tone in check. There are people who, I'm saying this now, especially for people who go to administrative buildings to get stuff done. Sometimes they go to the wrong building and they didn't know that they don't do that document, that they need to go to the next. Sometimes you go to the hospital, you go to this unit instead of this unit. Sometimes it just gets confusing. Don't come now to the receptionist or the customer service person and now you're telling them about your life, how you've walked under the sun and you're stressed out and that nobody should really annoy you. You're going to offend them. You're going to offend them. Keep your attitude in check, because at the end of the day, we all are tired. We all are tired, and I think that I really needed to say the things that I'm saying, because we give a bad rap and a bad reputation to people who work in customer service. I have seen in government administrative buildings, I have seen in other private places and even in hospitals, people who stay longer than their working hours just to satisfy clients. There was a time I was trying to do some documents, we went to this office, the lady was so nice and polite, all of her co-workers left. They left her there till about 5 p.m. and working in Cameroon finishes at 3:30 p.m. thereabout. She stayed till 4, she stayed till 4:30, she stayed till 5, and then she was pleading. She said, please, I need to rest and come back tomorrow. Then I'll try to be here a little earlier so that I can get done with you guys. And she was there earlier. That people who do a lot of sacrifices, and I think that we need to appreciate them and don't just be talking only about the bad, because there's some people who really take out time to make sure that their job is done and it's done well. So that has been it. This is how you're supposed to behave with people when you're a customer service person. Be polite to them, take your emotions out of it, and understand that most of the times when people come into your office or your building or your enterprise, that coming confused and ignorant, they don't know what to do, they're really just confused. instead of taking out time to be scolding them and saying, why didn't you find out? Don't you know that you would have brought this document? And why is this document absent? And why is this? And why are you confused? Why are you coming to the psychiatric unit when you're supposed to go to the bone unit, or when you're supposed to go to the emergency unit, and all of that? Just all of that time that you use to shout at them, it's time that you would have used to just say, the door is like, go down this corridor and go left. So don't be too harsh on people. Then use it as an opportunity to teach people moral lessons, because the world is full of people that are immoral, people that have no moral standings. They want to bribe their way, even in places where you're not supposed to bribe your way, even in places where you're not supposed to cut lines, even in places where you're not supposed to bring this order. They want to cut lines, they want to go. It's not healthy. Teach them that you should learn how to wait for your turn. And if we served a pregnant woman before you, it's because pregnant women generally feel tired all the time, and that we need to serve old people because their legs are shaking and everything. That's why we served an elderly person before you. We need to explain to them, and so that they don't feel bad, and why did you do that, why did you do so? It's important. And you as a client, going to meet customer service people, don't go there with a pre-assumption in your mind that these people are rude. Don't do that. Don't do that, because once you go with the pre-assumption that these people are rude, you become defensive. And sometimes the person waiting to receive is just a nice person, but now you're going there with arrogance, and you already know that, these hospital people are rude, and these administrative people are rude, and all of that. The next thing is that don't put your emotions into things. Get your emotions out of it. People are tired, you've worked under the sun, you've been trying to get this document over and over. It's not the fault of the person that's on that desk. Okay? And the last thing is that when you meet service providers, try to find out background information. What am I going there to do? What am I, what do I want to buy, and all of that, so that you don't get there confused and they ask you, how can we help you, and you don't know what to do, and you don't know what to say, and you're explaining things that don't even exist. All right? So let's try to understand each other and treat people with love and kindness, because that's the easiest way to get things done, rather than flaring up and getting angry and cursing people out for nothing. You don't get nothing achieved. You don't get nothing done in all of this arrogance. So that has been the lesson, how to behave with customer service people. I hope that you've learned something. I hope that this has been helpful to you. If something that I've said has annoyed you, I'm sorry. I'm apologizing already. But I think that we need to have open conversations. I think that we need to call a thing, and understand that in as much as customer service people can be sometimes annoying, sometimes clients too just bring out the annoyance in you. So my name is Rafa Godlove. I can't say my name has been, like my name has changed. My name is Rafa Godlove. I wish you a splendid rest of your day. Bye-bye.